4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on StarCraft commentary. This is going to be the winner's match of Group D in round 32 in the Nate MSL, and this is going to be Stats up against Jaedong, fighting it off on Fighting Spirit. Going to have Stats the upper right-hand corner, that is 1 o'clock, as the green protoss, and he looks kind of twitchy, kind of looking all over, twisting in his seat. Like, I'm in a winner's match against Jaedong, gotta win this, yeah. We'd have Jaedong at the lower right-hand position. That is the 5 o'clock. Of course, playing Zerg in blue. Green against blue. Whee! Don't know why I like the colors. I just do. They look comfy on the minimap. They don't confuse me with minerals like teal does, which is irritating. Jaedong not sending out his overlord in the correct position. Lately, I'm seeing him all psychic, taking overlords in the right position. Stats, meanwhile, just going to go for the good old Forge fast expansion. Played darn well against July on match point, I gotta say. Really, just early 6 Zealot push that did a crap ton of damage. And picking off that spotter was absolutely critical. Delayed July so much that it just never had a chance to build up enough army to really do any sort of damage eventually, and really in any way fight back sacks. Never mind the stats as storms and just micro that honestly got a couple of High Templars picked off by Mutalisks, but every time he lost a High Templar, July lost all of his Mutalisks, so not really helping. He is going to scout in the right direction. He's going to be able to get a scout instead of Janus base all just right off the bat. Just be careful not to lose that probe. Even overall air chain, try to pick up a drone, delay mining just a few seconds here and there. Every little bit of advantage counts. He might actually, he is actually spotting the overpull. He is going to go for Nexus first, just as they did last time, and that obviously came in handy. He had those Zealots out quick and early. Managed to do a crap. Well, yeah, I already said crap down to damage. I've already explained to you what it did against July Zerg, and how absolutely beautiful it was to watch. Still just running around. Okay, never mind. He's going to go Forge first. Most likely just to the closer proximity of Jaedong on this map. Fighting Spirit. Going to lose his probe. Almost managed. Got a little bit greedy there. Needed only one hit to pick off a drone, but Jaedong using 2 drones to pick off the probe. Does put down his Nexus right after his Forge. So still going to go rather heavy economy. Going to put one single cannon out and send out another scouting probe while Jaedong sends out a drone to pick up a third. The heavily injured drone to pick up a third, just to make sure it's not keep up the heavily damaged drone in there. Yes. Actually quite interesting that Zerg players tend to instead to go for the somewhat safer, in my opinion anyway, somewhat safer build. Like on this map, the 6 o'clock, a somewhat safer spot, I believe. Actually go a little bit further away towards the natural expansion of another base. I find that very interesting. He's going to go for an extractor alongside while I sip my tea. Okay, that almost ended up in a very bad word that would have made me sound very, very wrong. T, not Teeman, just T. Get it. Jaedong is going to go for the 3-hedge build, and it is going to leave him open eventually to take that 6 o'clock fairly comfortably. Only one single cannon coming in for stats as he now pulls off the probes towards the natural expansion. You're going to see whether he tries to go for another timing attack. Only putting down one cannon, and Jaedong not really doing any sort of pressure, and stats spotting this with his probe. Only 2 Zerg is produced by Jaedong. He's not even going to pick off that second probe. Probe meanwhile has given himself enough time to pick up some minerals, and just forcing Jaedong to lose scouting time just for a second or two. Jaedong now going to move out his Zerglings, have more Zerglings in reserve, so Stats, not going to be able to get through getting his second probe picked off. Fell for that single trap of Jaedong. It's beautiful there, actually, as he gets his lair going. And yeah, Jaedong, well, Jaedong, I mean, really, he has to do something in individual tournaments. He's both in MSL, he's both in OSL. He really has to do something in the individual tournaments because his team is screwed. It is in 10th spot in the Pro League at the moment, and the chances of it getting out of there are looking slim. I mean, I know the team right now is sort of in a rebuilding stage. The coach is trying to kind of like rebuild other players so they will be capable of taking eventual ace duties and playing better, like Lomo and Killer, the new promising Zerg, maybe even Bako. He's going to try to build them so they can act as a support squad to Jaedong, and maybe even do something more than act just as a support squad, because that's exactly been one of the weaknesses of Hwasong Oz, because they just had Jaedong and Jaedong's fan club playing alongside him. That's pretty much been it. We're now up for Jaedong. Not seeing a Hydra in for him, so he's just going to go good old standard 3-base Spire into 5-hatch Hydra. Going to get some Scourge out there, as we're going to see the first Corsair imminent anytime soon. Jaedong actually has quite a few Zerglings out, while Cybernetics Core is spinning, so apparently, I don't know. Citadel of a Doom coming up. That might be Goon range. I'm not quite sure. Jaedong, meanwhile, might make that completely inconsequential. He tries to break the front, get some Zerglings inside one Zergling. No! Killed on the bridge. Oh, beautiful. That was one beautiful cannon shot. Man, beautiful photon cannon. Beautiful photon cannon. Beautiful. Zerglings did manage to get through, not just past those Zealots. I was just about to say that maybe Stats should put down another cannon, and then that happened. So first Corsair is out, and now, as I was saying, Cybernetics Core is spinning, and I'm actually not quite sure whether that's Goon range or attack, +1 attack for the Corsairs. It could be either one. We're going to see he is getting Templar Archives up. Could be actually Weapons 1, because he might be capable of going for a DT, just a good old Bisu build. Good old, yeah. Going for the attack. Is getting down a second gateway, so I'm not quite sure about that. Might go just for a, like last time, he started out with a heavy Zealot attack and then went really heavy on the Dragoons to counteract those Hydras in play. And does pick off one single Overlord right now, just scouting around while Jaedong picks up his 4th and 5th hatcheries at his natural expansion and 7 o'clock base, respectively. Hatcheries at both, that is. Meanwhile, Stats just getting a rather large Corsair count. 3 Corsairs at the moment, so this might exactly be a DT build. Getting even more Corsairs out there. So, yeah, definitely. Some Scourge now out for Jaedong, but he might not really know what exactly is coming his way. We'll look forward to seeing when that upgrade on the Cybernetics Core is done, just to see exactly what's going on. That is a Weapons 1 upgrade coming on, so Stats playing very defensively. That was also putting on a Photon Cannon just inside of his mineral line. Awesome Scourge, meanwhile, flying inside the main. Stats really does not want to allow those to spot the Corsairs, so he's just putting them in the upper right-hand position. Meanwhile, there are DTs on the way. Going to see whether the the Scourge actually spot the shimmer, the stealth shimmer of those or not. Meanwhile, 2 more gateways coming in, so he is going for a DT attack to start things off. Has some Zealots alongside, so he's going to use those for blockers as well for the sunken attacks, in case those Overlords stay alive for a little. First DT, there was one other DT inside of his natural expansion. I'm not quite sure if he sent that out yet or not. Has a lot of Corsairs numbers up. Oh, gets one of them. No, did he? I think he got one of them picked off. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure whether weapons or that Cybernetics Core upgrade is ready yet or not. Jaedong getting a lot of Corsairs out there just so he can try to counteract this DT, sending DTs in all directions. Meanwhile, Stats still building rather large Corsair force. DT just running around the map, thinking of just finding locations where they can possibly run in. So enough Corsair just trying to run around, pick off some. Scourge running around, flying around. Better yet, just trying to pick off something. Also, Stats putting Zealots at a defensive posture so he can pick up the 3 o'clock. And DT picking up the eggs, picking off 1 egg, or at least forcing a cancel. I think you actually forced a cancel on that egg. Sirs, wow, look at that fleet. Rather large Corsair fleet, and that is a Weapons 1 upgrade. There are a couple of Mutalisks on the opposite side. Jaedong getting some Mutalisks and that lower left-hand main, but the Corsairs, the Mutalisks are going to be ripped into. Even those, oh man, those Mutalisks are going to be doomed. The Scourge are not really going to be able to manage to do much at all, so Corsairs are going to rip everything into pieces. Some Corsairs are interesting enough being split into here. We're going to see how those, whether Corsairs engage or not. Mutalisks actually flying up, might spot that 3rd coming up.